Okay, it's 8:30, so we're going to start. I just want to say hi to everyone and thank you guys so much for jumping on tonight. I'm excited to share this LifeVantage overview with all of you and just teach you a little bit about biohacking. For those of you who don't know me, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Allison Parnes. I am a veterinarian in Atlanta, Georgia. I've been practicing for 16 years. I'm certified in veterinary acupuncture. I'm married and I'm the mom of two amazing boys. And really, where this all started for me, honestly, was back in 2009. Both of my sons were diagnosed with a genetic kidney disease, and they were 2 and 5 at the time. And as much as I loved my job, I found myself in a really tough situation. My oldest son ended up having a kidney transplant when he was 7 years old. And I just remember, thinking at the time, like, I just want to be with him. I don't want to have to go back to work. I just need to be home with him. And I had to make a tough choice. I had to go back to work. The bills had to get paid. I wasn't able to take the time off that I wanted to. And I felt horribly guilty for that. And I just remember thinking that I never wanted to be in that kind of situation again. I didn't want someone telling me where I had to be, when I had to be there, and I wanted to own my own time. I wanted to be my own boss, but I wasn't sure how that was going to happen and still get the bills paid. So I ended up, really just never dreamed actually that LifeVantage would be the answer for me when it came to that. But 4 years ago, when I heard about this company and I heard about the products, I was very curious. I did a lot of research. I became very fascinated about the science behind what I'm going to share with you tonight, and also saw some pretty incredible results with not only my children, but also my patients and many other family members, and just became very passionate about sharing this with people. And so it eventually grew into a business for me that earned me a residual income that literally replaced my veterinary income. And it was a godsend because when my youngest son actually had his transplant this past September, I was able to walk away from work last year and be home with my family and homeschool my kids for the last year. And it was such a blessing to be able to do that and not be forced to have to go back to work, and just really have that time freedom and the choices to be able to be with my son. And not only that, but it's just allowed me to help so many other people, not only with their health, but also help them get time and financial freedom too. So it's been a huge blessing. I'm just so thankful to be a part of it. So tonight I'm here just really to educate you guys. Just thank the person who invited you, that they cared enough about you to have you jump on and listen. So I'm actually going to share my screen with you. We're just going to go through an overview and PowerPoint presentation. So let me do that real quick. Okay, so tonight the company that we're going to talk about is LifeVantage, and we're talking about biohacking, which is really just taking control of your own biology. So we're going to get right into it. So first of all, let's talk about how the world is changing. The way people are doing business is changing. People are becoming entrepreneurs by becoming an Uber driver, by renting their bedroom out, at Airbnb, by, Facebook and Amazon have just changed the way the world communicates. We're doing all of these things right from our phone through apps. And so technology has really changed the way we do business. And all of these companies here have really capitalized on this type of economy that we're living in, which is really called the gig economy, right? People are looking for gigs, they're looking for side hustles because, unfortunately there are a lot of big businesses, big companies that are going out of business and people are losing their jobs, or they just can't make ends meet with one job. So they're looking for an extra way of making money. And so that's why these companies have been hugely successful, is because they've been able to capitalize on that side hustle or that gig economy. And so why do I even share this with you tonight? Well, really it's because LifeVantage is also capitalizing on this gig economy, which means you and I can capitalize on it because we're also bringing smartphone technology and apps and health and wellness technology into the picture. And really we're bringing a new category of health and wellness technology called nutrigenomics. So we're going to talk about that. So what is nutrigenomics? Actually, the definition of it is the science of using natural compounds in nutrition to affect our genes when it comes to treatment and prevention of disease. So it's a big deal. You know, forever and ever, it was all about how do we, you know, treat symptoms with drugs to help, you know, help your problem. Well, now the focus has changed into how do we change our gene expression, because really it's in the DNA that holds, you know, our health. And so this is a huge trend right now. And we have a lot of third-party validation that's behind this. The Today Show talked about the latest trend in nutrition isn't a fad diet or a newly discovered supplement, it's our own DNA. And then Fox News said nutrigenomics is changing everything. Where we once thought we were powerless is now an area which we have some control. So just because something runs in your family does not mean that you necessarily have to have it. And so it's just, we're in front of this massive trend. One of the market surveys that was done said that the nutrigenomics industry is expected to reach over $17 billion by 2023. So that's only 5 years from now, and that's a lot of money that's going to be spent in a field that LifeVantage is leading. So let's talk about our choices. You know, we can either choose to be hijacked, which all of us pretty much are on a daily basis, or we can choose to be intentional biohackers. And so hijacking, the definition of that is just basically something being taken over for a destructive purpose. And this is happening to us 24/7, physically, whether we're working too many hours, we're not getting enough sleep, emotionally, you know, we're stressed at work, we're stressed at home, we don't have enough work-life balance. Biochemically, by the foods we eat, the preservatives, the toxins in our environment, the pollutants, the EMFs from our cell phone, right? Literally everything around us is wreaking havoc on our bodies all the time. And so what can we do about that? Well, we can learn how to biohack our bodies by giving our bodies what it needs to fight this stuff, right? Taking control of our own biology, optimizing our genetic potential, just helping us to become the best possible version of ourselves. So one interesting tidbit is that the wellness industry actually is the fastest growing industry in healthcare, which is pretty awesome. Over $500 billion is being spent by consumers in health and wellness. And it's broken down into these 5 categories: $300 billion going into anti-aging, $121 billion going into skincare, $67 billion going into pet care, supplements for people's pets. It's a lot of money. $50 billion going into energy products, and $37 billion going into weight loss products. And LifeVantage has really positioned themselves to capture all of these major markets by offering products that are unique, that are one of a kind, that are category creating. So we're not talking about other Me Too products out there. We're talking about scientifically backed products that are the first that are patented. So it's actually a really exciting time to be involved in this company. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the products that LifeVantage has, because this is really what drew me to the company. And this first one here, Protandim Nerf 2, is our flagship product. This is the one that I literally flipped out over as I researched it. This is an all herbal product. It's made up of 5 herbs that is combined synergistically to activate a pathway in our body called NRF2. And when activated, this lowers our oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. So why is that important? Oxidative stress, if you don't know what that is, it is the #1 cause of aging, and it's also the root cause of over 200 common diseases. And I'm talking big ones like heart disease, cancer, diabetes, autoimmune diseases, anything with inflammation or an itis in the name is all, the core of it is oxidative stress. And there's never been anything in the world that's been shown to lower this. And so we all hear about take our antioxidants, you know, and that's why we do it, to fight free radicals. But even antioxidants don't lower oxidative stress. they only fight free radicals on a very small scale. So this pathway, when activated, it communicates with our DNA. It activates all of these good survival genes to now start to get rid of these free radicals, to heal our bodies, to prevent scar tissue and reduce inflammation. So this pathway is very powerful. And actually, a recent study that came out on it was done by the National Institute on Aging, and it showed that it actually increased lifespan in male mice by 7%. So we actually do have a product now that's been proven to extend life, which is pretty awesome. So you don't have to take my word for it. And trust me, when I learned about this, I researched a lot. But one of the places to go is pubmed.gov. This really is where all scientific literature, medical research is published. It's the National Institute of Health Library of Medicine. And you will see that Protandim has over 26 peer-reviewed studies that have been published and funded by many medical schools, universities. It's been published in major journals, scientific journals, and so we have a lot of third-party endorsements of this product. It's also been featured on media such as NBC, Wall Street Journal, ABC, Dr. Phil, and it also has patents, US and international. So great product. The next one I just want to talk about is the Protandim Nerf 1. So this is the sort of the sister product to the Nerf 2, and this is just another pathway. This Nerf 1 pathway is actually the one responsible for our mitochondrial health. And mitochondria are little organelles in our cells. They're responsible for 95% of our body's energy. And as we get older, our mitochondria get damaged, they don't work as well, and our cells therefore can't do what they're supposed to do. So our organs can't do what they're supposed to do. So it's a big deal that we take care of our mitochondria. You always hear people talking about being fatigued. And, this is not just the energy we feel, but it's also the energy required for our body to function normally, our, digestion, and our heart to pump, everything. So this Nerf 1 Protandim actually boosts our mitochondrial production, and it helps our existing mitochondria repair and perform better. So you will, oftentimes people that start this will start to see a big improvement with their energy. A lot of athletes find that their stamina and endurance and recovery is better. And so all in all, it's an incredible product for that. One thing I just want to point out is that all of our products have the NSF seal, which is the safety seal for consumers, and they're all approved for professional athletes to take. The third product I want to talk about, and really these first four I'm talking about are what we call our Biohacker starter kit. Really, it's four core products, and so I'm just going to mention these four at first and sort of explain that after. But the next one is our probiotic, our Physique probiotic, and I've used these probiotics for years myself and my patients, and recommended them. This is the good bacteria that we put into our gut. Okay. Gut health is so important, and it's truly our second brain. It's where a huge portion of our immune system resides, and if we don't have a healthy gut, we don't have a healthy brain, we don't have a healthy body. And so it is really important to take care of our gut, and most of us, it's hard to eat everything that we're supposed to eat in the right amounts, and so probiotics just help put that good bacteria back in so that we can now heal our gut, and digest food properly. And so it's an incredible product. One thing I want to mention, because I know a lot of people take probiotics, they're pretty popular. And one of the things that really just stunned me is that the majority of probiotics that are actually out in the market are, they're not very effective, actually. Most of them are killed by our stomach acid. So only about 4% of probiotics actually get to where they're supposed to be. So if you're taking a probiotic that's a liquid or has to be refrigerated or even a powder, then more than likely most of that bacteria is being killed by your stomach acid. So what I love about ours is that it is got a protective coating around it. It's also got Wellmune, which is immune support for the gut. but this protective coating called BioTrack actually allows it to get through our stomach acid, and it's released into the part of our gut where the bacteria need to be. So we actually have a 60% survival rate of our probiotics compared to the 4% that you will find in most probiotics. So it's pretty crazy. And then our fourth product in our Vitality Stack is called the Omega Plus. So these are the fish oils, omega-3s. A lot of people, these are really popular as well. And I've taken these for years, but I love our omega-3, number one, because it doesn't have any filler oils. It doesn't have any extra fillers or any omega-6s, which we really don't need. They fortified it with omega-7s, which is pretty rare to see, and also vitamin D3, which is something that most of us are very deficient in. And one of the things I love most about it is that the quality of it is superb. You don't get any burpy, yucky, fishy aftertaste, and you can actually trace every single bottle to the boat where the fish were harvested. And I don't know of any other company that does that. So it's just a very superb quality fish oil. So that is the Vitality Stack, where, these 4 products really is, if you're on them, you are considered to be a major league biohacker. We're hitting the 4 core causes of aging and disease by reducing the oxidative stress, by boosting our mitochondria, by taking care of our gut, and by taking care of our brain, heart, skin, eyes with the fish oil. So you're getting really everything covered there. And you can actually order this for $150 with free shipping, and it's great. It comes in these little packs. Instead of 4 different bottles, you get your daily stack and you're good to go. We have a couple of additional products. One is called Axio, which I absolutely love. This is our energy product, and this is, I'm sure you've all heard of the Monsters and the Rockstars and all of those crazy energy products that are full of chemicals and caffeine. This is not like that. This is actually very healthy. It's all natural, no chemicals, synthetic, anything. But it's brain food. It's made to activate that NRF2 pathway in our brain to help with focus and concentration and take away the brain fog. And it gives you that calm, focused energy without all the jitters and the crash that you get from all these other energy drinks. And I love this stuff. It comes in these little packets. You just dump it in water. You're good to go. My kids drink it. It's great for people that don't get enough water and have a hard time drinking it, because it actually tastes great. There are a few different flavors, and it does come with decaf and caffeine options. But really, it's the herbal combination of it that make it work the way it does. And we also have a physique line. I've already mentioned our probiotic, but this is our weight management system. And so this is great for people who are just looking to help burn the extra fat, help really get the gut cleaned out and get healthy digestion. And so it's not meant to be like, take this and you lose all this weight in 30 days. This is meant to be a long-term plan to teach you the importance of cleansing, to get rid of all that bad bacteria, teaching you about the importance of probiotics, putting in the good. We also have an incredible protein shake, and we have an all-natural fat burn. It's non-stimulant, which has been shown to target that visceral fat, the fat around our midsection, our organs, that's so toxic. And so you can just see the statistics here that, 263% greater reduction of waist size over the placebo. There was a 254% greater reduction of abdominal fat over placebo. And this was a 12-week study that was done on humans. So it's a really incredible system for people who are looking for that. We also have a True Science skincare line, which I absolutely love this product. It was actually developed after a study that was done on skin cancer with Protandim. And True Science is Protandim in topical form. It's the same herbal combination. It's reducing that oxidative stress on the skin. It helps to reduce wrinkles, to mitigate all of the effects of environmental damage to our skin. Our skin is our largest organ, and we need to take care of it. So who wants, who doesn't want a younger looking face, right? So this is no chemicals, all natural. And you see the statistics here that people that use it feel that their skin is brighter, more luminous, more hydrated, just smoother, and finding that the wrinkles and all of that stuff over time start to improve. And then our last product in our line is Pet Tandem, which, of course, Hello, I love. And I will tell you, I've seen such incredible results in my patients, in so many animals, not just dogs, but cats and horses, and really any mammal can take this product. It works the exact same way as it does in humans. And what we're looking at here is reducing oxidative stress for our four-legged babies, right? They age way faster than us. They're exposed to much higher levels of oxidative stress. You talk about dogs that are, eating processed foods. They're getting chemicals put on them every month for fleas and heartworms. They're eating stuff off the ground. They're being exposed to all kinds of pesticides and herbicides. So, it's important to take care of our animals. And there's nothing else on the market that does what this does. What I've seen in my practice is just improvements significantly in animals that have, joint pain and mobility problems. That was really remarkable when I started using it in my acupuncture patients that were coming to me, the difference that I saw just within a few weeks in terms of energy and stamina, and then even in their skin coats and in cognitive function for these older dogs. So just a really incredible product for animals. So you could go to YouTube and find all kinds of before and after videos, but I'm telling you, it's incredible. So this is our entire line. I've talked about all of this, so I'll skip ahead. You can certainly choose your level of biohacking. You can order the stacks. Some of them will give you free shipping, but you can certainly order everyone individually as well. So I'm going to shift just slightly here to talking a little more about the company and the business side for those of you that might be interested in learning more about that. But I was really actually very fascinated by this company in the beginning because I've never done anything except be a waitress and a vet. I've never had any sales experience or any of that sort of stuff. And, I knew I was passionate about this product. I saw great results, but what's the deal with the company? So just to give you a little background, LifeVantage actually was founded in 2003, and they were a very small biotech company. Protandim Nerf 2 was their only product, and they were actually selling it in GNC and health food stores. And a human study was conducted. It showed that 40% oxidative stress reduction. And all of a sudden, there was all this talk within the media because a very famous scientist was behind this human study. And so it got the attention of ABC. Well, they went in to do a whistleblower investigation. So they went to basically to debunk the product. They thought it was too good to be true, that we're claiming to have the fountain of youth. Well, they sent in their investigative reporter, John Quinones. He got his blood taken. Sure enough, in 2 weeks, he had a 45% reduction in oxidative stress. So that aired in 2005 in front of 20 million viewers, and it validated the product. So at the time, it sold out around the country. I mean, like I said, it was a small company. There were only about 40,000 bottles in production. Well, millions and millions of orders came in, and the company was flooded with emails and phone calls, and they only had a few people working at the company. They had no idea this was going to be in such a high demand. So unfortunately, they didn't have the infrastructure to meet the demand, and the product went on, I think, a 9-month back order where people didn't get it. And, we want stuff now, right? We want our Amazon Prime in 2 days. Who's going to wait 9 months for that? And so unfortunately, all that momentum and all that hype just sort of died. And by the time they got the product back out on the shelves, it just sat there, and it was, sitting with hundreds of other bottles of product. No one knew really what this was. The good thing about that ABC is that that's how all of the studies began, because doctors and scientists saw this news story. They knew the significance of oxidative stress, and if this truly could lower it by 40%, they wanted to study it. So then they began calling the company and funding their own studies and doing their own studies. So that's why we actually have all of those PubMed studies, was really tipped off with this ABC prime time. But we're still seeing studies coming out on this product because it is such an incredible technology that we have with it. And so anyways, back in 2009, the product still was just sitting on the shelves. They were not doing very well with sales. And so it's a publicly traded company. They called in their board of directors and said, what do? We know we have a great product. How do we get the word out? And they just took one look at this and said, it's not going to sell itself sitting on a shelf. You've got to put it in people's hands. Let them tell the story. This has a story. And so they decided in 2009 to take it off the retail space, put it in people's hands and let them share it. And since then, the company's growth has dramatically taken off. And so it was definitely a good decision. And we've got corporate leadership that has over 100 years combined in growing network marketing companies to over $1 billion. So it's a really good position to be in now. So the company is expanding globally. We're open in 14 countries at the moment for business, and seven additional countries for customers. And this is expected to, to quadruple over the next few months. So one of the things I think people wonder, if they've never done anything like this as a business is like, how do I do it? And can I do it? And one interesting thing about LifeVantage is that I think I heard a statistic, 80 to 90% of people in this company, distributors, had never done network marketing before, including myself and many people on my team. It's our first company we've ever been in like this. But the good thing about it is there's a proven system of training. We have everything pretty much at our disposal on our phones and our laptops. I mean, pretty much anywhere you have Wi-Fi or cell phone service, you can run an international business. There is an incredible app, which is really the first of its kind in the industry. It's intuitive learning. So it learns your habits and your preferences. It helps you to send your contacts information that they're looking for. It helps you with how to talk about things. It helps you with follow-up. And it also, this company, we're a team. So anyone who joins, you're connected automatically with a team of people that are there to help you. There are tons of trainings that happen weekly, monthly, quarterly, in our cities and around the country. So there are webinars and Facebook groups. It's just, honestly, you can do anything you want with this and learn as much as you want. It really has everything you need to be successful. We also, as a distributor, have a replicated website. And so essentially this, like I said, Amazon online shopping is just the way people shop now. This is no different. People that want to know more about our products or company, you send them your website, they can read all about it. They can actually shop directly from your website. Or you can even share a cart with them. So if someone's interested in taking our products, you can create a cart, you can text it to them, email it to them directly from your website or your app, which is pretty cool. So I just want to talk briefly about network marketing, because this, I know just in 4 years of being in this industry, this is where you will find the most skepticism. And I really was sort of ignorant with the industry when I began, but you always hear people talk about, pyramid schemes and this and that, right? So let's look at the facts here. Network marketing is a gigantic industry. It's bigger than NFL, it's bigger than Hollywood. This past year, it grossed $189 billion in sales globally. And you can see just in the last few years, it's grown significantly. So why is it growing? If it's not real, why is it growing? Why are so many people looking for this? Well, the reason is because what I talked about earlier, the gig economy, people are looking for the side hustle. And what's attractive about network marketing is that you have a business that you can get in on with a pretty low cost, right? Low investment, low risk, but with a very high potential for gain. And so many people are looking for these types of opportunities. And when you look at network marketing and what their payout is, in general, they're paying out 40%, 40 to 50%, in our company, 50% of their revenue is paid out to distributors. So we're talking half of $189 billion are being paid out to distributors that are working with the company. So people are making money in this industry, regardless of what you hear from people that don't like network marketing. People are making money. So the thing that I think trips a lot of people up when they're looking at business opportunities is finding one that actually has the right timing. Timing is huge, just like location is huge in real estate, timing is huge in business. And so I just want to kind of go over this curve with you really quick. So this blue line here, it's called the S curve of business. This is the lifespan of a business, okay, any type. And at the bottom, your business is just beginning, it's starting to grow. 80% of businesses fail in their first 5 years. If you make it past that, You eventually hit what that asterisk, which is called critical mass. That takes you into momentum. The momentum is when companies go from small to big, right? This is when now we've become a household name. And this is where 80% of the growth happens. After that, you kind of top out at stabilization. You're only getting about 2 to 3% growth every year after that. So this is where these big companies are that have been around for 50, 60 years, like Mary Kay and Amway and all of these Tupperware, the great companies with great products, but they've been around so long. There are millions of distributors. They're already a household name. It's really hard to join a company like that and really have a huge financial gain, because there's so much competition and there's not a whole lot of growth happening within the company. So if you think of it like Apple and Google, if you could have invested, or even Facebook when they were still in the garage or in their college rooms or whatever, what kind of opportunity that is, right? Now if you try to buy stock in those companies, you're not going to make any money with that. But if you had invested early when the stock was pennies, that's the difference. And so timing really is important. With LifeVantage, we are almost 15 years old now, I think. So, and we've gone from 3 million a year to over 200 million a year and growing, projected to be to $1 billion company. But the crazy thing is less than 1% of the population even knows about us. No one knows about this technology yet. We are so ground floor, like we're in the basement. And so that is what's exciting, is that we have the opportunity to share this with everyone, share this with the world. And it's really going to blow the antioxidant industry out of the water, because we're going to realize we don't need that stuff anymore. We don't need all those juices and all those crazy vitamins, right? We just need to activate our own body. And so that's what's exciting, is that we are the ones to be able to share this with people. That red line is just talking about human behavior, really, because when you're early like this, you'll find that most people you talk to aren't ready to listen, because it's just too foreign of a concept. And so I guess that's really all I'll say about that is, usually it's going to take some time for people to kind of jump on board with anything new. And that's just the way human behavior is. But for those of us, the 1%ers or the 5%ers that recognize an opportunity and get in before everyone else in the world knows about it, that's where we have a huge opportunity. So how do you get involved? I'll just quickly talk about 2 ways that I would recommend if you want to do this for a business. There are a few different ways, but these 2 kits would be my recommendation. There's one, the gold pack for $650, and then the platinum pack for $1250. This is just, the difference is in the amount of product you get. I would say for the person who really wants to do this as a business, the platinum pack is the best route to go, number one, because you're going to get all the products. You're not going to be able to get all the products with the gold. And you really need to have an experience with all of them to be able to speak on them, to be able to sample them, share them with family, friends. And with the platinum pack, you're getting a 30% savings. So you're actually getting about $1,800 in product. So you could easily make your money back, if you sold some of it, but you're getting just a huge value there. You're also getting 2 event passes to the trainings, corporate trainings, and you're getting all of these assets here, right? It would cost average of $65,000 to $100,000 to start your own business, and you would still have to deal with all of these things on the right-hand side in addition, okay? So for $1,250, you're getting all of your product. You're getting access to the corporate staff, to production, to quality control, to shipping. We're not having to sell pills out of our trunks, right? We have a website, people shop there, the company ships it, and you get a check. It's that easy. The only product really that you order is what you're taking yourself. So I like that you don't have to front load with a lot of product. And also you're getting your website, you're getting your marketing. This is a huge tax write-off because you're your own business now. So just tax savings alone will get your investment back at the end of the year. So it's, to me, was just sort of a no-brainer to do the business, even though I wasn't really looking for the business at first. I really was looking just to share the product. So how do we get paid? We actually get paid about 8 different ways, but I'm just going to quickly say we get paid weekly, we get paid monthly. The weekly bonuses are really designed to help you get your investment back right away. Anytime a customer or distributor signs up under you, you're going to get 40% commissions within that first week of them signing up. So if you get a customer that orders $100 of product, you get $40 the next week. You get a platinum pack distributor that signs up, you're going to get 400 the next week. So really, if you invest $1,250, you get 3 distributors, you're going to have your investment back right away. And the other monthly bonuses are the residuals that are paid out on basically any customer, any distributor in your entire team organization that's getting product monthly for maintenance. So it's stuff that's just automatically being sent to them. You're not having to do anything, but you're getting paid a residual on that. So it's anywhere from 2 to 14% every single month. There are additional monthly bonuses paid out as well. One I want to talk about at the bottom, which is really exciting, is the 4% global revenue share. So once you reach a certain level in the company, you actually are able to participate in earning a percent of everything sold around the world. So that would essentially be like getting a penny for every Coke that's sold around the world. And it doesn't matter what team you're on. This is the global sales. So that is huge, really exciting. They have some other incentives when you hit a certain level. They'll give you a Jeep paid for, they'll give you $25,000, whatever you choose. So lots of very generous compensation plan. So because we're publicly traded on the NASDAQ, I just want everybody to know these are public, okay? These financials are what is actually paid out to distributors. You can look these up. But one thing I want to point out, if you look sort of to the right-hand side, the second column to the end, it's the total annual payout that the company pays to distributors. And one of the things I hear oftentimes from people is, oh, only the people at the top make all the money, right? But if you look at the total annual payouts in our company, you'll see that the majority of money is actually paid out to our middle ranks, so our Pro 4, 5, and 6. And that's just simply because there are more distributors at that level that are getting paid. And so, what I love is looking at the monthly averages that even at our early ranks, it can make such a significant difference in a person's life. I mean, a Pro 3 is an early rank, but the monthly average residual is $580 a month, okay? Pro 5, $2,500 a month. That is huge. That's a mortgage. That's a car payment. That's, both. And that's something that's so doable within a short period of time. You don't have to be at the top of this company to make money that's going to change your life. And that's what I really learned personally as I was building this, is that a residual income of $2,500 a month, that's $30,000 a year. That's like quitting a part-time job. That's being able to have choices now, okay? And that's not being at the top of this company. That's being in the middle. So the top of this company, what they make is crazy. But it's still really incredible because there's no cap, there's no ceiling on it. And last slide, I believe, but I just want to talk about this because the majority of us were raised, and our parents and grandparents were raised with this traditional 40-50 plan, okay? We learn and grow for the first 20 years of our lives, and then we work the next 40 to 50 years for 40 to 60 hours a week. And we hope to retire by the age of 65. And nowadays, many can't retire, but the average age now is 73. And then you hope to have your health and enough money to be able to live the way you want to live the rest of your life. But there is a different way. And when you have something like LifeVantage or residual income or leveraged income, what can happen is in the beginning, it's the same. You learn and grow for 20 years, but you can shrink that 40 to 50 years to a couple of years, to 2 to 5 years, or even 5 to 10 years. You don't have to work 40 to 50 years. If you actually are able to hustle and work for a few short years, you can create leveraged income by building a network, by building a team, and then the efforts of everyone is helping to grow your business, right? And you're helping everyone do the same. And so you can literally work really hard for a few short years, but then be able to step off of that hamster wheel and get paid month after month after month for the work that you did years ago, okay? This is residual income. This is what actors make when their movies that they made 20 years ago are shown on TV, what songwriters make when their songs are played on the radio, authors with their book sales, okay? The only other industry that you can get residual income in, if you're not one of those people, is network marketing. And so that is the incredible part. So you hustle a few years, you get that residual income going, and then you can step off and you can live the rest of your life doing what you want to do. And so that's what's really exciting about this industry. You never want to depend on a single income. You guys, dig the well before you need the water. I don't know if any of you have been through a layoff or a spouse has been laid off, but it's really an epidemic. You know, technology is replacing people. It's scary. You need a plan B. Everybody does. You might get sick. Your kids might get sick. Your husband may get laid off, your wife or spouse. You know, these things happen and they happen quickly. And if you're not prepared, it can be devastating and people have lost everything. So be prepared, you know, find a second source of income. The last thing I want to share is just the LifeVantage legacy, because to me, if you're going to consider partnering in a company, I think it's important to know their mission. And LifeVantage has a mission statement that they make people better, and in doing so, they make the world a better place. And they have a dedicated component to their company where they go out, they raise money, and they go out and do good things in the world. They build homes in Mexico. They've funded thousands of surgeries for kids in Asia to get cleft palate surgery. They've built wells. They have partnered with homeless and food drives, and everywhere they go on incentive trips and things, they do something charitable. And I think that's just so admirable that that all of the distributors and the whole company really, they devote 100% of the money raised to these charities. And so I think, just incredibly ethical and just good-hearted people in this company. And with that, I'm going to stop my screen share and we are done. So I just want to thank you guys so much for being on. Please get with the person who invited you. I would love for them to share the ABC Primetime. We also have a really great video on biohacking. Didn't want to play that tonight for time's sake, but make sure you just get back to the person who invited you. Let them know what your interest level is and how we can help you or give you more information. I just want to thank everyone for being on tonight. Have a great night, and bye-bye.